want to thank you all for terrific questions. This is fabulous. And I want to do, obviously, the most important part of democracy, and that is selfies. Yes. But before we do, I just want to talk a little bit, as we wrap this up, I want to tell you a story about a toaster. You did not see that coming, right? This woman is going to tell a story about toasters. So here's how this story goes. When I was a young mom, toasters used to cause house fires. See, here's how it worked. Those toaster ovens, with the little slide-out trays, they didn't have the automatic shut-off switch. So you put 4 slices on the tray, slide the thing in, flip it on, hear the baby cry, run to the other end of the house, spend a little longer than you thought you had, and when you come back, the flames off the bread will be somewhere between 6, 8 inches, maybe 10 inches. And if you're not lucky, you catch the kitchen curtains on fire and maybe the kitchen cabinets. Ask me how I know. All I'm willing to tell you is that when I was a young mom, my daddy actually one year gave me a fire extinguisher for Christmas. And then along came a federal agency, the Consumer Product Safety Commission, and they said, enough, we're done. And that was it. Couldn't sell toasters without the safety switch. House fires from toasters go to 0. All right, not bad. By the early 2000s in America, mortgages had become so complex and so dangerous, they had a 1 in 5 chance of costing a family their home. Not from fire, but from foreclosure. And this time, the federal government was not on the side of the people. It was so deep in the pocket of the banks, they let them keep selling those things, and that was the crash of 2008. So after the crash, I had an idea. How about if we have a consumer agency like the one for toasters, only we have one for financial products, for mortgages, credit cards, student loans, payday loans, right? So I go to Washington. I'm not in elected office. I go to Washington. I talk to anybody who will talk to me about the idea behind this agency. Knock on as many doors as I can, and I get basically the same 2 answers. First answer is, that is a great idea. You could actually make a real change. This is structural change, right? An agency that just, you can't do that stuff, right? And the second thing everybody would say was, don't even try. Don't try because you'll be up against big money. You'll be up against the big banks. You'll be up against the Republicans. You're going to be up against half the Democrats. You can't get it done. I get it. Big structural change is hard, but it is the right thing to do. So we got in that fight, and we took on the big banks, and we took on the big money. And in 2010, Barack Obama signed that agency into law. We won. Yep. We won, and here's the thing, that little agency has already forced the banks to return more than $12 billion directly to people they cheated. Not bad, not bad. We know how to make government work for the people. We've got an example of it. So here's what I learned from that experience. Even if the big donors are against it, the big money is against it, if Wall Street is against it, we need big ideas to match the big problems of our time. We need big ideas to inspire people to get out and caucus and get out and vote. We need big ideas so that everyone in this world will know who and what Democrats are actually willing to fight for. We need big ideas to take back the Senate and put Mitch McConnell out of a job. We need big ideas, and we need to be willing to fight for them. Look, I get it. It is easy just to give up on big ideas, to sound oh so sophisticated on why we shouldn't even try. But understand this, when we give up on big ideas, we give up on the people whose lives would have been touched by those ideas. People who are struggling to pay their medical bills, they're already in a fight. People who are crushed by student loan debt, they're already in a fight. People who are stopped by the police because of the color of their skin, they are already in a fight, and those fights are our fights. Yeah. This country is in a crisis, and media pundits, Washington insiders, even people in our own party don't want to admit it. They think that running a vague campaign that nibbles around the edges of these big problems is somehow the safe strategy. If all Democrats can offer is business as usual after Donald Trump, then Democrats will lose. Yeah. We win when we have answers big enough to meet the problems that touch people's lives. Look, I am not running a campaign that's shaped by a bunch of consultants with plans that are designed not to offend big donors. I passed that stop sign a long time ago. No. I'm running a campaign based on a lifetime of fighting for working families. I am running a campaign from the heart because I believe that 2020 is our moment in history. That 2020 is our moment to win the fight for a Green New Deal and save our planet. '2020 is our moment to win the fight for Medicare for all and save our people. 2020 is our moment to win the fight for a 2-cent wealth tax and invest in an entire generation. And if you think that 2020 is our moment, if you think 2020 is the time when the door has opened just a little, the door has opened for big structural change, then I'm asking you here today, commit to Caucus for Me, be part of this fight, because this is our time in history. 2020 is when we're going to dream big, fight hard, and win.